Good afternoon, everyone. This is Victor from NewStars Migration. It's been a while. We are on live section. It's been quite a busy months for me, and then it's been quite exciting in the past 2 days, yesterday and today. And there's a lot of news I'd like to share with you. First of all, ACT nomination. We all realize ACT get the 190 allocation increase, currently, there will be 2025 ACT 190 nomination. So actually, we get another 1,225 places from the department. In the meantime, the 491 allocation also increased by 105 places. So overall, we have 2,250 190 places and 2,225 491 places. So 50-50 looks pretty good. So overall, that's 4,050 allocation places. So they're definitely, giving such a big relief to the current ACT metric system, as we all experiencing in the past, I would say 10 months to 12 months. The metric points has been way too high for most of the applicants. But now, since ACT receiving, a bit of increase in allocation, particularly 190 allocation, the expectation will be the 190 points were starting to drop pretty quickly, because after the holiday, the Christmas, there will be only 6 months left for ACT government to use roughly about 3,000 places. So they have to increase the invitation figure, probably 2 times or 3 times than they did before, each invitation round. So the points were starting to drop. Of course, then some people were asking, will accounting points, 190 accounting will go back to 90 points? Will 491 drop back to 70 or 80 points? I can't tell you that specific question, but then I will tell you to be patient. Let's see the following invitation round and see how quickly and how sharply the points will drop to. But then it's great relief for every people who have been, paying their attention and have been staying in ACT, contribute to ACT, stick to ACT, and apply and wait for ACT nomination. At last, for this bit, we'd like to thank people who actually, giving support to the petitions I initiated 2 months ago to ACT government to increase 190 allocation, and there are over 700 people who signed for that, and we sent that request to the Minister of Skills in ACT, and we got reply and saying they are working closely with the department to increase 190 places, and finally we have over 1,000 more places allocated. So we all are part of the voice made to the government. So thank you for everyone who signed for the petition. So that's about ACT. Great news. The point will drop for definitely. In the meantime, I think a lot of people are starting to ask about what about somewhere else? What about New South Wales? What about 189? So first of all, I'll go through NSW 190. Just this today, NSW changed their nomination guidelines. So previously, there will be a requirement for each occupation for experience, the length of experience, and EOI points. But starting from today, they drop all those requirements. So from today, all the people who want to apply or willing to apply for NSW, all you need to have for onshore ones, all you need to have is 65 points in EOI, met the English requirements, and 6 months residency in NSW. For overseas ones, all you need to make is 65 points English, skill assessment of course, and has not been living in Australia in the past 6 months. So it seems pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So what will be the suggestion here? As all the people who are listening, most of you will be living in ACT or in Queanbeyan. For those who already live in Queanbeyan, if your residency is 6 months, more than 6 months, definitely submit to NSW. We don't know. Again, we don't know how low the points will drop, but then there will be space there. There will be opportunities there. If you haven't started your residency in NSW, my suggestion is moving to any places within the postcode of NSW. Even your residency is less than 6 months, I would suggest you to submit an EOI first. Who knows, NSW governments will stick to the 6 months residency requirement or not. Maybe 2 or 3 months later, they were starting to feel the 6 months requirement starting to prevent people to apply for NSW, and they probably will drop that requirement as well. The topic of this year, the theme of skill migration this year in Australia is to fight for applicants, not fight for not fight for nominations. So it's like a buyer-seller market suddenly switch in either way, in another way, very much like the property market. So nowadays it's like less applicants but more allocation, and every state government is fighting for getting more people to come. So for NSW, they make this a significant change because they realize they have to do something in order to get the people they want. In order to keep the people in Sydney in NSW. Otherwise, a lot of people were starting to move into Melbourne because Victoria has already applied the much easier, much straightforward policy a couple months ago. But then the change has been made. So for people in ACT, definitely suggest you to submit another application if your residency is in NSW to NSW to wait for the allocation. As we realize, because previously NSW's requirements were way too high, they haven't used much of their allocations. So they have still got plenty of allocations, and along with that, department also giving some more allocation to NSW. So they have plenty of places to offer to the people who want to apply. But then the things, the uncertainty will be how low the points will be. So that's for NSW. Victoria, again, they can increase about roughly about actually 2,500 more places in 190 and another extra 1,000 for now allocation to Victoria. So Victoria now sits very high allocation figure. So for Victoria, again, the suggestion is if you have think about moving to Victoria, then as long as you've been in Victoria, my suggestion is submit an EOI to Victoria government. So but then if you are in Victoria, would you submit another EOI to NSW? Well, you can do that, but then unless the NSW can remove the resident requirement, so there was no residency requirement, then they were starting to issue people in the state. Currently, I don't see the requirements apply in that way. But then it's like the topic today will be 189, Victoria, state nomination, and NSW state nomination. These three are the joint three. They have a lot of allocation. They are fighting to getting people. So this is the topic. And what about people asking them, should I submit to 189? Will there be more 189 allocation? Will there be more 189 invitation? According to the data, reversed by the departments, is that the allocation for 189 is over 30,000. But then the invitation so far, probably the last invitation round, which happened yesterday, will be 20,000 up to 30,000. A lot of invitation happening yesterday. The overall invitation since the beginning of financial year will be roughly about 50, so 50,000. So that's exceeding the allocation figure. The reason why this is happening is a lot of invitation to the people in the skill select system. A lot of them already have received 190 visa or 491 visa. They can't take another 189 visa. Or some of them receive invitation but facing the problem of the expiry documents, inaccurate information. So the overall acceptance rate of 189 invitation is still quite low as well. So, but then the question brings to, will the department keep on issuing massive invitation under 189 string? And the answer is probably not, because they have to stick to the migration planning. But then they can do some minor adjustment if there are some places have not been used. But then massive invitation round, I really do not expecting that will become again in January or February. There will be some small, maybe a small invitation round in January or February, but not massive one. And then that should be it for the 189 visa this financial year, and then everything will go back to state nomination. Otherwise, if 189 keep on issuing, then what's the point of state nomination? And we all know state nomination will be the mainstream of Australian skill migration in the future, because that give you more flexibility and more certainties to state governments, and they'll be able to choose the people they want. So that's what we expected. One and I will probably keep another small invitation run. Then we'll go back to state nomination. In terms of state nomination, Victoria, NSW accounts for a very big share of this year. For ACT, we at least it's a great relief. We have more 190 places to be shared, and for those people who stuck with the points, let's expecting the point starting to drop quickly and sharply in the following months. So that's a bit to share this afternoon. And for those who are working hard, for those who want to increase EOI points, please do, get your English retest again. If you have some score already expired, please do the skill assessment or the PY on NATI. If they already expired, do those certification again and increase the points. But then you will have much more opportunity this year than the previous 3 to 4 years. And that definitely gives a lot of relief and a lot of choices to the people who stay in Australia for so many years and seeking for migration pathways. But it's a great moment. We think today and yesterday we're starting to see the system starting to actually functioning. We're starting to see massive invitation round. We have so many clients receive invitation, so happy and crying to tears. We're happy for them. So anyway, thank you for following the channel today, and hope you all get your invitation in different way, either ACT nomination, Victoria ones, NSW ones, or 189. And that's all today. Thank you.